Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Matiangi is among the people who are expected to become presidential candidates in 2027. And most likely even the opposition might be able to back him up to become the president of this country, maybe even to become the flag bearer of the opposition. Now, ever since Dr. Matiangi came back, that is his second coming, I've been very keenly observing some of the steps that he's making politically, and even tried to analyze and see whether these steps are going to help him surpass some of the achievements that have been made by other opposition leaders like Rigathi Gachagua. As we speak today, Rigathi Gachagua has launched his party. He has already started popularizing it in Mount Kenya. He has started reaching out to cousins. And actually, he has become a senior opposition leader in this country, if not the leader of the opposition in this country as we speak. So I'm keenly looking at Dr. Matiangi because for him to become a flag bearer, he must be smarter than these others who have been there, to the extent that he has to surpass what they have done. I'm also watching the energy so that I can be able to tell that he's able to go beyond and be able to catch up with those who have actually been in politics locally ever since he left for the United States of America to work there. So on this particular video, I want to take you through on some of the simple, smart moves that I've seen on Dr. Matiangi's side. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mukwa Times, please take a second or two to subscribe, like and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing that Dr. Matiangi has done, which caught my attention, is the fact that he visited the youths who were shot at KNH. We have people like Boniface Karaoke, the gentleman that was shot straight to the head. And it was live on camera and all Kenyans saw that. Dr. Matiangi took his time and visited this gentleman, among many others. That was a bold move, because at least we need these politicians to stand with the youth of this country. And I feel it was a big statement to the youth of Kenya, in the sense that at least Matiangi has responded on that. We all know he had been quiet all along. So when he made a statement while at KNH, I felt nice. That was a bold move. The youths feel like at least this is part of us. Apart from that, that is also another way to win the youth back. It is important Dr. Matiangi visited these young men and women in the hospital. Secondly, him speaking about the deaths.
Let us go and explain some of these things that have happened even before 2023, so that we can now move forward together as a country when all facts and everything has been heard and resolved. And we can deal with the unresolved matters that have not been conclusively investigated. Whether we start with Musandu, we come to Jacob Juma, we come to Kenei, we come to Rivayala and everything else. Let these things be investigated by an open public inquest, so that this is sort of Twendembele, we explain and face the public on these issues. Because some of these issues are raised and we keep this merry-go-round, where we are always telling stories only when they are convenient and so on to us. It should come to an end, because a country of our size, our age, should never go through this kind of thing.
Right now, if there's a threat that most of the allies of Dr. Matiangi have been avoiding, is the issue to do with the deaths of youths in this country. Why? Because of the issue to do with Vayala that is not clear from the government who did it, who ordered it, who died. And also, of course, the Kanjokomba brothers who passed on. These are some of the pertinent issues that I know Dr. Matiangi will finally come on board and talk about them. I know when he will be having a media interview locally or maybe nationally, he's going to talk about these issues so that Kenyans are able to understand. But when he mentioned about the deaths at KNH, when he was giving his press statement, I felt nice in the sense that at least Ruto's government do not have what again to fight him back with. At least he gave them a challenge. As you talk about Rivayala, first go to the culprits. If it is Matiangi who killed them, go for him. If you are talking about deaths, it's not only those allied to opposition. Go directly, investigate other deaths like that of Jacob Juma. Go to Chris Msando. That is important. So Dr. mentioning that, it was a clear indication that he's not guilty and is ready for investigations to be carried out. That was important. And I felt like it was something that he was supposed to say. Probably he needs to extensively explain that on social, or maybe in a media interview, a major one. Ladies and gentlemen, the other move that Dr. Matiangi made is to go for a church service in Thika, Kiambu County.
let us encourage us as parents, especially as we are raising these children, because the first environment of training is the family and at home. In addition to this knowledge that we are seeking to have on how we will guide our children, let us also ensure that we develop very strong and deep relations with our children. Speak to them, love them, but most importantly, give our children an opportunity to speak, voice, to talk to us. What we are seeing through in our country right now is a challenge where we are contesting the voices of our children, when in actual fact that should be a natural thing, that when our children are speaking to us and when they're talking, we listen to them.
It was important in the sense that the local population don't have much information about Dr. Kengo Fred Matiang'i. So when he engages them and talks to them in whichever manner, first it is important. Because people need to connect with him. People know him as a political bigwig in terms of development. But on the ability to campaign and drive away President William Ruto, Dr. Kengo Fred Matiang'i must get to the people, assess himself, improve, and be able at least to beat all these other political bigwigs. So going to a church in Kiambu, it was important. While he was in Kiambu, he did something simple. Went to a restaurant there. Probably if he had coffee, I don't know. But he entered there, I saw him on camera. So that was a good move as well. When you interact with the people, they feel that you are part of them. Ladies and gentlemen, another thing that I have to really state it here that is okay, it's visiting the Gusii residence again. You know, the fact remains that the people in Gusii, they are not so much informed about Dr. Kengo Fred Matiang'i's moves. They are aware he's going for president, but they are not aware on what he's thinking, what he's doing and stuff. So when he appeared in the funeral, he spoke and gave a very bold statement, and that was really great. Apart from that, he also went for a roadside rally where he announced that he's going for this seat and even stamped the authority that is in charge of the Gusii region. That was important. So when he's made such moves, it builds the base. It consolidates some of these areas where we think William Ruto has allies who are likely to destabilize the votes come 2027. So that was a bold move. Another thing that I have to state it here is that today when he went to church, he said that he was invited actually by Wamishomba. That shows there's some closeness between these two people. They were friends even back in campus, yes. But the fact remains politically this is important in the sense that Matiang'i needs women by his side to help him in the campaign. In the Kenyan politics, you must have the youth, the women, the older generations, and experts on board. All these things are going to help you in the campaigns to speak some message to the people. So when I see him with this orator like Wamishomba, plus many others around him, that was a great move as far as Matiang'i is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, the other thing that I feel strongly that Dr. Kengo Fred Matiang'i has done that is okay, it is the fact that in this his second coming, he's moving across the country. He was in Kisii here, he was in Kiambu this time around, probably in Nairobi, and other parts like Western and Coast. I also heard that he's likely to be at Embu for 1 or 2 functions there. That is a clear indication that Dr. Kengo Fred Matiang'i is now gauging the ground. He's probably now working out to ensure that at least he's also understanding what people are saying. You know, he has never been a politician in terms of campaigning, holding the mics on top of the car. At least now he's getting that experience, that exposure right now, so that as we head to 2027, he'll be a polished gentleman who will be able to take on President William Ruto immensely, because we know President William Ruto is preparing day and night. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from these things that we've seen with Dr. Kengo Fred Matiang'i that are good, what are some of the things that I feel strongly that are not good that he needs to improve? Number one, it's the fact that probably he needs to increase his visits to various parts of this country. If he's capable, let him move to more other areas. Just a funeral is not enough. Just a church service, it is not enough. It needs to go and reach out more people. Secondly, I feel that the youth now should be incorporated in his campaign. If this is one of the most difficult things that William Ruto is dealing with, it is handling the youths. So that is the only weapon President William Ruto fears, the youth of this country. And that is an area where Dr. Kengo Fred Matiang'i and his team must capitalize on immensely. I don't know what's your take, ladies and gentlemen, as far as Dr. Kengo Fred Matiang'i is concerned, but on the comment section, feel free to comment either critique in any way so that at least it can also be helpful to Matiang'i's team. I don't know what's your take, but in the comment section, don't forget to do so. See you next time for more videos. My name is Abel Mukwa.